Next is sounds and melodies. This refers to the category of instruments that express meanings through sounds of various pitches, harmony, and melody. This category includes various kinds of metal and wooden gongs, flutes, drums, and other musical instruments, including cannon shots. So you see some of those instruments or indigenous channels that are used to communicate via signals, such as cannon shots, fall within this category, and then all string instruments, and then music, combination of instruments to make sound, combination of instruments to make music and express meanings through them. All of them fall within this category.
Word-based modes of communication. In this group, we have communication process woven around stories, tales, and slang words typical of a people. They include various kinds of oral tradition, such as folk tales, proverbs, words of wisdom, and tongue twisters. They are used to transmit the culture, values, belief system, and worldview of a people across generations. Entertainment media. These are indigenous channels which communicate by entertaining the audience. They include dance drama, choral group performances, masquerades, drama troupe performances, folk songs, folk music, minstrels, folk dance, folk concerts, and festivals. People are fond of these activities, and because they are fond of them, they are still relevant till date. Communication is effective when approached through these means. Themes such as the family planning, political education themes, maybe voter education, new agricultural techniques. Such themes could be woven around songs, woven around dance drama, and then presented to the people while entertaining them. Here you see traditional dance troupe. They are even engaged in transmission of cultural heritage by dancing. Here, drama is being used to teach people in rural areas how to use insecticide-treated mosquito nets. And here this is a dance troupe performing. So dance is also a form of communication, here classified as entertainment media. Dance and dance troupe performances, choral groups, they are all forms of communication, and here they are classified as entertainment media. Folk heroes. These are people seen as models in their communities based on their achievements. They are opinion leaders in their community. People listen to them. This group consists of credible title holders and former or serving political office holders, outstanding sportsmen and women, clergymen, credible leaders of age grades, leaders of various town unions, among others. The key word credible is a factor. You have to be a credible leader, a credible opinion leader, a credible personality before you can make serious impact while communicating. Here you have Bishop David Oyedepo, a well-known spiritual leader in Nigeria. You have here Austin J.J. Okocha, a well-known sports personality in Nigeria. And here you have Emir of Kano, Sanisu Lamido, also a well-known personality and a spiritual leader in the country. Communication through these folk heroes definitely makes impact because people respect them in their communities, not just in the communities where they come from, but across the nation. Still on folk heroes, J.J. Okocha has a non-profit organization that uses football to raise awareness on the strategic importance of education, peace, and unity for the economic growth of Nigeria. So you see J.J. Okocha, making impact through his organization, but because he's a folk hero, he encourages kids to go to school, and that is making impact as a sports personality that is popular in the country. Here we have Dikembe Mutombo. He is a legendary NBA player, that's a basketball player, and has a long history of philanthropic work in the Democratic Republic of Congo, his native country. But he's a legendary NBA, that is basketball player in the United States of America. He travels from time to time to his native country, Congo, and makes impact there because he's a folk hero in that country. A very famous folk hero, not just in his country, Côte d'Ivoire, but the entire Africa, is football legend Didier Drogba. Didier Drogba is an ex-international footballer who played football in England and other parts of the world, and is well known not just in his own country, Cote d'Ivoire, but in the entire Africa. Now let's watch this special animated video featuring football legend Didier Drogba, launched to promote malaria fight among people in Africa, especially rural areas. You see, because of his popularity and credibility as a folk hero, he is here being used in communication campaigns against certain issues that are troubling Africa, and one of them is malaria. This animated video calls for support to end one of the deadliest diseases on earth, malaria. It was launched 2 days ahead of the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil by football star and United Nations Development Programme UNDP Goodwill Ambassador Didier Drogba. Why was he made a Goodwill Ambassador? Because of his credibility as a folk hero. The video, co-signed by UNDP and the Rollback Malaria Partnership, shows young Drogba and his friends in Cote d'Ivoire playing football outside their homes and fighting mosquitoes that carry the malaria parasite. Let's watch this brief video.
My first football, it was a present from my mother. I used it for everything, even to fight mosquitoes. Oh, by the way, I'm Didier, and these are my friends. Not those. Those are our enemies, the mosquitoes that carry malaria. The goal was not to get stung and to kill as many mosquitoes as possible, like that. In that kind of game, my friends and I were the best team ever, but it was a dangerous sport. Mosquitoes always came back, and we ended up losing the game. Football gave me the opportunity to travel a lot, and even though I have always remained Didier, the little boy for some people, I also became Drogba for many of us. And then I also got malaria. It's just as I said, it only takes one mosquito bite to catch it, and the mosquito net can keep them away. And believe me, this is more effective than using a football. Yes, the fight against malaria can be won.
So you see, this shows that the folk heroes are still very relevant in modern society, and folk heroes make impact not just in urban areas but in rural areas too.
Throughout the social media, here we refer to organizations primarily aimed at enhancing the well-being of members. They are used in communication. They include age grades, town unions, secret societies, women organizations, social and faith-based groups, brotherhood societies, social clubs, and kindred unions. So the social media refer to social organizations that are used to engage in all forms of group communication within traditional media setting. Here you have a Women August Meeting. It's a popular gathering among women in the southeastern part of Nigeria. During the August Meeting, women gather and discuss development issues in their communities, and that is a way to bring about development in communities. You know, the members of these groups are also members of the communities. So whenever development issues are discussed here, they also take them to their kindreds, their families, and all that. And then you have brotherhood societies, social clubs of all kinds, kindred unions. They are all used as channels of communication within traditional media settings, and they are trado-social because they are primarily aimed at enhancing the well-being of members. They are social groupings, and because they are basic forms of communication within traditional media settings, we classify them here as a trado-social media. The age grades, the town unions, secret societies, they are all forms of communication within traditional media settings in specific African societies, and they are still relevant till date. Trado-transit media. This refers to mobile channels of communication common among specific communities, localities, and ethnic groups in specific African societies. It also consists of media that target people that are on transit. Various transit points also fall within this category. Examples include the town crier, use of banners and posters at transit points, motor parks, and streams. So the town crier, which was a popular form of communication in traditional African societies and is still a form of communication in African societies, is classified here as a transit medium. So transit media target people that are on transit or people that are at transit points, at motor parks. Here, transit points within traditional setting include motor parks. You find them in communities, rural communities, and villages. You have also streams. You find people, they go to the streams, they fetch water, and then they leave. Even though we classify streams within the location media grouping, they could also be classified as transit media. So the use of vehicles to communicate within the rural setting, within villages, maybe it could be a truck, and the truck is being used to communicate. Maybe there's a form of a banner or poster on the truck within rural setting. It is the transit media. When you combine the vehicles, that is when you combine the transit media within specific rural communities, it is classified here as transit media. Transotronic media. This refers to the integration of the traditional and electronic media in message sharing and dissemination. For instance, town union meetings are done online and offline. The online meetings, refer to where people use the WhatsApp group. Town unions have WhatsApp group. They could do group chats. They also do conference calls, and that's a form of transotronic communication. This technique includes use of radio and television programs by opinion leaders and titled men in information dissemination. So you see, when town union meetings are done online, the people involved are using a transotronic medium to communicate. They have WhatsApp groups. They could do conference calls. So they are combining the traditional and electronic media in communication. The offline meetings are the ones that they do, that is the transsocial groupings where they meet in the villages and all that. Then traditional rulers could go to radio stations. They do that. They go to television stations and then try to reach their people, or they try to express meanings using the electronic media. That is also under transotronic media. Here you see a woman from the Morsi tribe, in Ethiopia, using a handset, mobile phone, to communicate. That also falls within transotronic media setting. These people here are using an electronic gadget to communicate. People from the Maasai tribe in Kenya, they are using a laptop to communicate. That's also transotronic. When people within traditional media setting, when people within specific societies make use of the transotronic media, we are talking about combining the traditional communication channels with the electronic media.
Module 4. Characteristics of traditional communication media.